A community without knowledge of its past history, origin and culture is like a tree without roots. How can people of Punjab forget two cruelest incidents which stunned human rights activists the world over? The Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place on 13th April 1919 when Colonel Reginald Dyer ordered troops to open fire at a crowd of Indians gathered to oppose the British government at Jallianwala Bagh in Amritsar. More than 1,000 people lost their lives and over 1,200 civilians were wounded in this brutal and merciless act. Operation Blue Star was conducted by the Indian Army from 1st June to 8th June in 1984. The then Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, ordered this operation to remove militant religious leader Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale and his followers from Harmandir Sahib complex in Amritsar before they could pass Anandpur resolution demanding a separate country of Khalistan for the Sikh community. This operation was the bloodiest in history of India, as more than 3,000 civilians and 83 army personnel lost their lives. This was just the beginning. Bloodiest Holocaust was likely to unfold. 4 months after the Operation Blue Star, on 31st October 1984, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was assassinated by her two bodyguards, Satwant Singh and Beant Singh. This was viewed as an act of vengeance. Subsequently, more than 3,000 innocent Sikhs were killed in ensuing anti-Sikh riots in 1984. How will these incidents be remembered? Historical hypocrites would like to brush aside this human rights violation and call them acts of nationalism or acts of anti-nationalism. The barometer for judging the character of people is blindfolded by nationalism and terrorism. The judgment to whether you can trust the future, the social advancement, depending on people, will be judged on where they come out on that question. How can we simplify these complicated historical incidents? The problem is that the present generation is pacified into believing that communalism only exists in our history books. Democracy is not just constitutional and legislative rules. It is the culture and practice and adhering by the law and representing international human rights and principles. People of Punjab, inspired by democracy, human rights and economic opportunity, turned their back decisively against extremism. The idea of cultural relativism is nothing but an excuse to violate human rights by various governments in power. When human rights are systematically abused, it raises the question whether it may be legitimate in certain circumstances for the international community to intervene within individual states as well as conflicts between states. Terrorism can never be accepted. We must fight it together with methods that do not compromise our respect for the rule of law and human rights. The struggle for democracy and human rights in India by the minorities is a struggle for life and dignity. It is a struggle that encompasses political, social and economic aspirations. The people who lose their life in social conflicts and raise a red flag against the atrocities committed by the government are real-life heroes. They represent the character of a nation which has a long history of patriotism and honor, and a nation which has fought many battles to keep our country free from the threats of terror.
Bureau Report, Sikh News Express। ਜੇਕਰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਡਾ ਇਹ ਉਪਰਾਲਾ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇਸ ਨੂੰ ਲਾਈਕ ਕਰੋ, ਸ਼ੇਅਰ ਕਰੋ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ YouTube ਚੈਨਲ ਨੂੰ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬ ਕਰੋ।